Many people cannot resist getting the next best backpacking gear item. They just gotta have it. Maybe due to some compulsive spending problem or something.
What?
You should see a doctor. Or maybe have some obsession with new materials and technologies.
Yeah, so?
Well, welcome to Nerd Gearology 101. I don't know what your thing is, but for many people, it's a trap. Many of us get sucked into buying stuff we don't really need, and we spend a ton of money and get very little back for it. On YouTube and on the trail, people are feeling the pressure to get all this new stuff. All right, so let's step through this. I'll probably offend everybody. By the way, I'm one of those guilty gear nerds.
Guilty!
I love vintage.
It's because you're old.
I like the feel of canvas. It's like old gear that has stood the test of time. You can see the wear on it, and you know that there's a story in this thing. The old stuff should hold a place of honor because it's where we have our foundation for the sport that we do. The old vintage gear challenges us to take on the hard thing.
Brilliant.
I also love new advanced materials that defy those old standards and allow us to go farther and faster and give us a glimpse into what we previously thought was not even possible. It breaks barriers. There's a message in that gear too. It's the new high-efficiency engine. It's the future we look to explore. After all, we're all adventure seekers, right?
Yes, sir!
So if you're new to this, or even if you've been stumbling through building your kit for years, there's probably something here for you. Today, I bring you 5 tips that everyone should consider before buying that next piece of gear. Okay, so number 1, match your gear with the kind of backpacking or hiking that you do. So long distance through hikers tend to have lighter gear and less gear than weekend backpackers. Now, if you're a weekender, there's really no need to buy any of that through hiker gear stuff. You don't really need the lightest gear. You definitely don't need to spend $500 to save a few ounces.
Graham Weenie.
You may consider the less expensive item and maybe a little bit heavier item, but that's okay. It's a little effect to you to save that extra ounce. So save the cash. You can use the money to go on your next big trip, or maybe hire a certified financial planner. And if you're a thru hiker, think about buying fewer items that have multiple purposes. For instance, a bandana can be used as a camp towel, as a hat, maybe as a pillow. And thru hikers might have one luxury item like maybe a tiny deck of cards or something. Thru hikers won't be buying a camp chair, usually, but wouldn't it be nice to sit in a nice chair after a 25-mile day?
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed you'll find a place to toss and shed that extra pound or two at the end of the first week. So before you go out and buy your next gear item, ask yourself if that thing makes sense for the kind of hikes that you'll be doing. Number 2, do your research to determine the best choice for you. Gear is personal. I like some stuff that maybe you don't.
Yeah.
So who cares what other people like? You aren't buying it for them, you're buying it for you.
Yep, that's right.
So consider what need the item will fulfill and what factors go into your buying decision. Let's say you need a backpack and you're a thru hiker. The factors that might matter to you could be like weight, durability, maybe hip pocket size, capacity, fit, reputation of the company, maybe product support or the price, right? So assign a weight to each of those factors and then score each factor. The item that scores the highest is likely your best choice. Notice that there's no factor here for what others think you should do. This is for you. Doing this kind of thing requires you to do your research, digging into the manufacturer information and gathering first-hand knowledge from those who have used the product. Just go out there and get more information about the product. In business, it's smart to use data to make smart decisions, because good decisions are based on facts more than they are emotions or feelings. The same is true here. I'm not completely dismissing the emotional factor because this may be the tiebreaker for you, but it will serve you well to let the facts matter most. So do your research, Make smart, informed decisions when buying your next gear item. Number 3, be careful about gear reviews. They may be biased. They may not be telling you everything.
No way!
You should understand that gear reviews on YouTube and web pages get the most views, which means they produce the most ad revenue and affiliate revenue. That's why there's so many of them, and that's why they tend to be more positive than negative. I can tell you that videos I do about gear get far more views than my videos about my hiking trips. Notice the most popular backpacking and hiking YouTube channels are those that focus their channel on gear. We could say that gear review videos provide a service to those who are researching what gear they want to buy. They inform the viewers about their observations, the pros and cons, maybe the gear specifications. They offer experiences with the gear to help the viewer determine if the gear would be best for them. Okay, that's fair. And there's a lot of that going on out there. I would say that most reviewers provide a reasonable level of honesty in their gear reviews, although they might be leaving some negative things out. But there are also others who are mostly, almost like exclusively, trying to increase their affiliate sales, or they are trying to attract or maintain the revenue they get from sponsoring a product line. These sponsorships are normally announced on the website so that you know you are hearing words from someone who is being sponsored. But you should know that these channels are often the livelihood of the channel owner. It's how they pay their bills and support their family. Really not much different than a salesperson. Now, that's not a put down. The world needs salespeople. Just so you understand what's going on here.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so how does a person navigate the bias? Well, here's a few things you should do, I think. What you should be looking for is thoroughness. How much detail is in the review? If it's superficial, you won't learn much. But if they go into painful detail, you have more useful information to work with. Also look for real-world experiences, not just unpacking videos. There is much greater value in the review based on a year's worth of use than there is on reviewing an item that has never been used by the person doing the review. Unpacking videos don't tell you anything more than what you can read on the manufacturer website. I really pay no attention to unboxing videos. They have no value to me if I'm looking to purchase. It's a waste of time, I think. Full disclosure here, I may have some videos in the past on this channel that I reviewed without having used them much. But I've learned a lot since then, and you won't see me doing unboxing videos in the future. One more tip is to look for consistency among many reviews. If everyone who's reviewing this product is saying the same thing, the chances are that consistency should increase the likelihood that whatever they're saying, good or bad, is probably true. Like anywhere, this is a buyer beware marketplace. Find reviews with detail, value real-world experiences with the product, and look for consistencies between many reviews. Okay, my number 4 is know the difference between a need and a want. That's worn out advice, I know, but just to make sure I've covered the most obvious thing here. A gear need is something that is required to complete the hike that you're doing. You'll fail without it, you'll be injured without it, or it'll be very difficult to survive without it. It's those kinds of things. A want is something that would be nice to have, but isn't required. Something that would make the experience a little better. Maybe something that'll be a little bit more convenient for you out there, or maybe a little more comfortable. So focus on needs, fulfill wants if you have the spare cash. And my last tip here is to wait a few days. Don't be compulsive. This is kind of life advice, right? If you are a compulsive buyer, you know that waiting a few days to think through the decision to buy will give you time to bring some common sense and some reasoning to the decision. In those few days, review your decision matrix very carefully and maybe walk through the decision with a friend that you trust to get another opinion of maybe some other ideas. If you can wait for the next sale, do that.
Who wants cheaper stuff?
Much needless spending can be prevented by simply waiting a few days, and it will leave you with a better budget to get the things you really need.
Yes!
So there you go, folks. I hope that was helpful. I'm sure there's more advice out there, so go ahead and put your comments down below with your helpful hints for buying gear. All right, I'll see you on the trail. Hey, this is David on Earth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And go to the website for some deals on gear. All right, see you on the trail.